so, and you're gonna get to this. Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I don't know. You kind of go right, then you're gonna go down this boulevard, and you'll be able to figure it out from there. Oh, hey guys, just some Redskins fans showed up at my door, and I guess they were lost or something. I don't know what they were doing here, but I pointed them in the direction of the off season. They'll find it. I'm sure they'll find it. It's where most of the other teams are right now. I'm sure they'll be able to figure it out. No, I'm just playing with y'all, but respect to you Redskins fans. You know me, I'm not a trash talking kind of guy, but after a playoff win like that, I gotta come out here and say something, So we got that one playoff win. We got past the wild card round. Felt we did a pretty good job all around. We come out with a pretty big victory, so I got nothing to complain about. Just real happy we managed to pull it out. And as for that game, I missed the first 5 minutes, and then I listened to the first 10 minutes of the next 5 minutes, that is, on the radio. But I watched enough and heard enough to know what was going on. We got contributions from everywhere. Leonard Weaver had the touchdown. I felt we got a little bit out of Sean. I felt he had a couple of good runs and did a couple of nice things. All of the receivers got involved, except for Branch, who didn't play, but he'll play next week, and we'll see what we can get out of him then. And, whew, it's 3 days after the fact, so the raw emotion from a win like that, it's kind of drained, but winning a playoff game, it doesn't matter the situation or who you are or what seed you are or what seed they were. It's great. And now here we are, 8 teams left. We're one of those 8, and that's something I'll always hold with pride. We haven't done everything we wanted to do this season yet, but all the same, I'm pretty happy where we are. Just hoping we can survive for another week and another week. So, anyway, back to the game. Washington's defense played a nice game. Redskins fans, you played pretty well for most of the game. You were overmatched. I think that's pretty plainly obvious. Coming into the game, you had, the coast-to-coast plane ride to get over here. But, you played well for most of the game. The defense, it's a little low on talent, so they have to do a bit of guesswork and hope for the best sometimes. And for most of the game, that worked well. They did a great job anticipating runs versus passes. And, we only scored 13 points in the first 3 quarters. But that offense put together about 5 good minutes of football out of 60, So that's obviously something you got to think about. Offensive line, main problem for them. We got great quarterback pressure pretty much all day. We stuffed the run excellently. They only got a couple of decent runs, I think 2 or 3, maybe 4. Secondary, I think, played pretty well except for a few plays here and there, which are going to happen eventually, but I'm happy things ended up the way they were. And, from the point where there were at the start of the 4th to the 10-minute mark in the 4th, Washington scored those 2 quick touchdowns. They were getting big plays, grinding out yardage, and you got that sinking feeling in your stomach like, oh crap. And my dad was at that game, so that's just all magnified for him. I couldn't go, but he was at that game, and then the botched kickoff, and I thought Washington had it then. I thought they had that touchdown. I was just like, okay, I think it's time to start packing it in. We just can't catch any momentum now. But our defense has stepped up. It's the story of the season. Our defense is definitely one of the best in the league, and it really stepped up when we needed it to. It held them to 14 points. It held them to the field goal, and they missed it. Thank you, Sean Sweezum. you might have saved our season there, because if you hit that field goal, we have to start thinking about scoring a touchdown. We can't play for the field goal, and who knows how that changes things. But in any case, after that, we still couldn't get it going offensively. We threw the pick. Defense steps up again. Kearney, Tutupu, even Craig Terrell got involved. Tapp, Trufant, Grant, Jennings, all these guys stepping up to make plays when our offense just isn't getting it done. And, all through this time, ever since Suiza missed the field goal, I just knew we were going to score. I knew we were going to take the lead back, and I really felt our defense had a great chance to stop them no matter what happened after that. And you got the ball back, and, momentum was obviously against us, especially offensively, but, great drive for the touchdown, great catches, great throws. That one by Burleson, he got away with PI. That's what they call the Randy Moss push-off, but they don't call that most of the time, so it is what it is, I guess. And then the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and felt so much better after that. After that, I just knew we were going to win. There were 6 minutes left. There was time left. Washington had a couple of timeouts, I think, and they had been moving the ball recently, so technically they were alive, but I knew we had won the game and felt great. And next play just sealed it up. Washington had this penalty on them on the kickoff, and this is probably the worst play of the entire season so far. In fact, TMQ, Tuesday Morning Quarterback, noted it as such, and he's probably right. Washington had the ball at like the 35, and they bomb it, and Collins bombs it to Moss around the 25. And Moss gives up on the play. He didn't think the ball was coming his way or something, I don't know, but, that's bad enough in itself. And Trufant drops back. He was in coverage, and it looks like he's fielding a punt. That's how bad the throw was and how much Moss really gave up. And, it wasn't a great interception. I would expect anybody to be able to make that interception, but great return. Trufant is definitely my MVP of this game for the interception and for great coverage all around. He's had a fantastic game. He had a fantastic game. He's had a fantastic season. Really hope we can hold on to him, because somebody out there in free agency, probably more than one person, is going to want to pay a lot of money for this guy. And I just hope we can hold on to him. And, on the return, it was a great return, but Washington only had 6 of their 11 players chase him or something like that. And in the playoffs, that's unforgivable because, Trufant got into the end zone and Washington's season was over. And basically, the 5 guys who didn't chase Trufant were kind of saying to themselves, he's going to go end our season and we don't care. And then we had the other interception to end the game. And, it was closer than the final score said, maybe. But by the end of the day, we had them blown out pretty efficiently. 21-point win. And, it just proves that sometimes emotion is overrated. Sometimes momentum is overrated. Sometimes, being on a hot streak is overrated. We didn't have any of those things, and Washington did, and we took care of business. For the first 3 quarters, their offense could not move more than a couple first downs at a time, and it was a fantastic effort. Offensively, we were a little dead. Obviously, we had a couple of turnovers. A running game was a little off, not where we needed it to be. I thought it was okay, not stellar. The passing game was off. I think Matt hurt his finger or something and couldn't throw accurately after that, but little product placement right there. Yeah. Anyway, great game. Defense played lights out. They scored as many points as Washington scored offensively. Matt didn't play well. The offense as a whole struggled a little bit, but our defense picked it up, and that's what we're going to need to do to win the playoffs. Last year it was all about our offense bailing out our defense most of the time, and this year I really do get a good feeling about how things are going. So, great game all around. Definite MVP, Marcus Trufant. Uh, divisional round. I'll talk more about that game when it comes to. And as for the other games, well, I'll get to that in my next video.